Bill Ackman, Maverick investor redefining Wall Street. How Bill Ackman transformed Pershing Square Holdings. Ever wonder how a hedge fund manager becomes a household name? Enter Bill Ackman, the Wall Street maverick, shaking up boardrooms and making waves in the financial world. You've probably heard of him. He's the guy who's not afraid to ruffle feathers and take on corporate giants. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying Ackman's impact on the investment landscape. From his David versus Goliath battles to his roller coaster rides in the stock market, Ackman's journey with Pershing Square Holdings portfolio is a wild ride you won't want to miss. Buckle up as we dive into how this bold investor transformed his company and left his mark on Wall Street. William Ackman's rise to prominence. You've probably heard of William Ackman, but do you know how he climbed to the top? This savvy investor didn't just wake up one day as a hedge fund hotshot. He cut his teeth at his dad's real estate firm before striking out on his own. Remember Gotham Partners? That was Ackman's first big move. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. You might recall his infamous Herbalife battle. Talk about a roller coaster. Despite some bumps, Ackman's knack for spotting undervalued companies and pushing for change has made him a Wall Street legend. From Canadian Pacific to Chipotle, his activist approach has turned struggling businesses around. Love him or hate him, you can't deny Ackman's impact on the investment world. Pershing Capital Square's activist investing approach. Ever wondered how William Ackman shakes things up in the corporate world? Well, you're about to get the lowdown on Pershing Square's activist investing strategy. It's not your run-of-the-mill investment approach, that's for sure. Stirring the pot. When Ackman and his team spot a company they think needs a makeover, they don't sit back and watch. They dive in head first, buying up a significant chunk of shares. Then, they start pushing for changes. We're talking about everything from swapping out CEOs to completely overhauling business strategies. It's like an extreme makeover, corporate edition. Making waves. This approach isn't always smooth sailing. Sometimes, it leads to heated battles with management or other shareholders. But when does it work? Oh boy, the returns can be sweet. Just ask anyone who was in on the Canadian Pacific Railway deal. Ackman's most notable bets: Herbalife, Chipotle, Canadian Pacific Railway. You've probably heard about some of William Ackman's big moves, right? Let's dive into a few that made waves. Remember his epic battle with Herbalife? Ackman bet big against the company, calling it a pyramid scheme. Talk about drama. Then there's Chipotle. He saw potential when others were running scared after their food safety issues. Smart move, as it turned out. But here's the real winner, Canadian Pacific Railway. Ackman's activist approach helped transform the company, leading to a massive turnaround. It's like he saw a diamond in the rough that others missed. These bets show Ackman's knack for spotting opportunities. His willingness to go against the grain. William Ackman, the aggressive activist investor. You've probably heard of Bill Ackman's portfolio. The Wall Street heavyweight who's not afraid to ruffle some feathers. This guy's like a bulldog. When it comes to investing, once he sinks his teeth into a company, he won't let go until he's shaking things up. Ackman's known for his bold moves and isn't shy about voicing his opinions, even if it means butting heads with corporate bigwigs. Think of him as the Gordon Ramsay of the financial world. He'll call out what he sees as bad management faster than you can say, stock price. But here's the kicker. While some of his bets have flopped spectacularly, others have hit the jackpot. Love him or hate him, you can't deny that Ackman keeps things interesting in the often dry world of investing. Understanding William Ackman's bold investing strategies. You've probably heard of William Ackman, the Wall Street maverick who's not afraid to ruffle some feathers. His investing style. Bold with a capital B, Ackman's known for taking big stakes in companies. Then push for major changes. It's like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Activist investing. Ackman's not just sitting back and watching his investments grow. He's rolling up his sleeves and getting involved. Think of him as the Gordon Ramsay of the investing world. He's not afraid to tell companies what they're doing wrong and how to fix it. High risk, high reward. Ackman's strategies aren't for the faint of heart. He's had some epic wins and some crushing losses. But that's the game he plays, go big or go home. It's this all-or-nothing approach that's made him famous. And infamous on Wall Street. How William Ackman transformed Pershing Square Holdings. You've probably heard of William Ackman, the Wall Street wizard who's been shaking things up in the investment world. Well, let's talk about how he transformed Pershing Square stock. Ackman's not your average investor. He's got a knack for spotting undervalued companies and turning them into gold mines. When he founded Pershing Square, he brought his activist investing approach to the table. You know, the kind where he doesn't just sit back and watch, he gets in there and pushes for change. Under Ackman's leadership, Pershing Square has seen some serious ups and downs. But here's the kicker, even when things looked rough, Ackman kept pushing forward, learning from setbacks and doubling down on his strategies. It's this resilience that's shaped Pershing Square into the powerhouse it is today. William Ackman's most notable campaigns and investments. You've probably heard of William Ackman, but do you know about his biggest moves? Let's dive into some of his most eye-catching campaigns and investments. Herbalife Showdown. Remember when Ackman was head-to-head with Herbalife? He bet big against the company, calling it a pyramid scheme. While it didn't pan out as he hoped, it sure made headlines. Canadian Pacific Railway victory. On the flip side, Ackman's investment in the Canadian Pacific Railway was a home run. He shook up the board and helped turn the company around, making a tidy profit in the process. Chipotle turnaround. When Chipotle was struggling, Ackman saw potential. He bought in and pushed for changes, helping the burrito chain bounce back. Talk about a tasty investment. Conclusion. So there you have it, folks, the wild ride of William Ackman and Pershing Square Holdings. Love him or hate him, you can't deny the guy's got guts. He's shaken up boardrooms, taken on corporate giants, and weathered some serious storms. Sure, he's had his share of flops, but he's also scored some pretty sweet victories. Whether you think he's a financial genius or just a loudmouth with deep pockets, Ackman's left his mark on Wall Street. Who knows what he'll do next? One thing's for sure, it won't be boring. So keep your eyes peeled, because in the world of William Ackman, anything can happen.